Good morning, everybody. Everybody who is wide and awake. Looked like it was a little quiet in the chat this morning. Hope you all tune in. Mondays are always the busiest days. I'm gonna just hop out of chat real quick. I don't know what's going on. Hop out of the voice chat, I should say. Doesn't appear to be anybody in there anyway. But if people start showing up, I'll go ahead and hop in case anybody has any questions they want to shout out. Sometimes I understand that it's easier to say something than it is to type it all out. So if anybody has any actual questions they just feel more comfortable asking out loud, certainly go into the mentorship and voice and ask away. So good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Let's see who's tuned in here so far. There's good old Keith. What's up, Keith? How's it going, brother? So I'm gonna give it about 2 or 3 minutes just to let everybody who's still trying to get out of bed do so. And let's hear about your weekends. Anybody do anything fun this weekend? For those of you who are here, how was your weekend, Keith? You know what? I'm gonna tag. That's what I didn't do. I'm gonna tag everybody in the main chat. Just so everybody's got it. There we go. Keith, I'm in the voice chat as well. I just saw you hop out. But if you want to hang out in there, feel free to do so, bud. Alright. Looks like there's 5 people that are tuned in right now as I'm looking at it. So I'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna push the record button before I forget to do that. Went to a Ukraine village thingy. Did you go to actual Ukraine, or was it like a Little Italy kind of thing? Good morning, Sharon. That's pretty cool, though. Whatever, I mean, going to Ukraine would have been awesome, but I don't think you could do that over a weekend. So I'm going to assume that it was like a Ukraine-themed or Ukrainian concentrated area. Morning, Ken. And what's up? Wood Intruder, good morning. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start recording. It's like a fort thing. I just realized that's the first thing that's going to come up when people click on this, if they watch it later, but whatever. Good morning for those of you who are tuning in to my recorded mentor cast, as I like to label it. We were just talking a little bit about everybody's weekend and how everybody's weekend went or whatever. Walkthrough was talking about this Ukraine village, so cool. I mean, it sounds fun. I did a bunch of fishing and came up with 0. I literally went fishing Saturday for about 4 or 5 hours, didn't catch anything. I literally went fishing yesterday for about 8 hours and caught absolutely nothing. All my friends caught all kinds of crap and I didn't catch anything. Sometimes it's just how it goes. And I was throwing everything at it, the kitchen sink. Just didn't catch nothing. What's up, Eric? All right. So as all of you know, there's some. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So as a lot of you know, there. What I do in the mornings is, first thing I do is just kind of check out what's going on in the world of trading in the morning. So as you can see, I have my news alert scanner pulled up. My other scanner's pulled up. Obviously, there's nothing there yet because trading hasn't started. We're about 25 minutes away. And I just have a little watch list here. Nothing crazy, but just a watch list that I went over last night on my Stock Watch Sunday talk. And yeah, the only ones that I have a little bit different that I didn't talk about yesterday was HIPH, but I've had that on my watch list for quite a while now, and RDGL. RDGL actually came out with news today, so we're going to keep an eye on that and see what happens. But it's pretty good news. Pretty nice catalyst. They got a patent that was granted to them. Those of you who don't know who RDGL is, or Vivos, they are a company that develops products to treat cancer in animals. And so that's their main focus. So I think it's a pretty good industry to get in. This is the only company that does this sort of thing, at least in the OTC. I don't think there is one in the regular stock market either. So should be interesting. Share structure is trading like it's not the greatest in the world, but it certainly moves. And we'll see what happens today. That's why it's on my watch list. I'm not necessarily going to buy this just yet, but I may. See how it trades in the morning. It's very rare that I buy something like right out of the gate. I mean, it has to be a monster catalyst, something crazy for me to just buy and not care what price I get in at. RDGL though, just gonna wait. This is the summer, and things just don't act like you hope they would in the summer. So we'll see. Definitely gonna watch it. Definitely good news. Anytime patent news comes up, it's always a good thing. Always a good thing. So I'm gonna let me put you guys somewhere. I'm not an AK anymore for the fish. Yeah, you got that right. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Anybody go to the Let Up Music Fest? Yeah, I want to know that. Anybody go to the music festival? I don't think so, but it would have been cool to go. All right. Anybody have any questions for me as far as yesterday's stock talk? Anybody have any questions about specific tickers they're looking at? Anything like that? Sorry, I was looking at some things this morning on WeTrade, make sure we were all good. And again, apologize for that outage if you guys were inconvenienced by that. I know it was only a couple hours on Saturday, but we're growing a little bit faster than we anticipated, which is a good thing. But we got to make sure we stay on top of certain things such as our limits and all that good stuff. Basically what happened, makes a long story short, we have a certain amount of data we pay a company to allow us to use when you guys are watching videos. So every time you watch a video on WeTrade HQ, we have to pay for you to watch that. So it's certainly not a problem at all. We can certainly afford any of it, but we don't want anybody to feel bad about that. It's just that we weren't prepared for the amount of people that were actually going to be watching all of that content, and so we just had to upgrade our side of things. And so Jake was out on some personal time, had a lot of things going on with family, his girlfriend, blah blah blah. So he's the only one who's able to take care of all that because he's the computer nerd, and so just had to get a hold of him. And so once he was able to get home and get it all taken care of, it was all fine and dandy. But it was only a couple hours it was down. So again, if you were inconvenienced by that, do apologize. But everything's up and running, and we'll make sure that doesn't happen again. This is the one BB's in. Yes, RDGL. That's the one that BB is in. If you guys don't know who BB is, his name is I Like BB Stock in the main chat. He is a personal friend of mine, also a mentor, and has been trading in the stock market for about 20 plus years. Is a multimillionaire based off of just trading alone. You can see he verifies all of his trades on Profitly. So this is not me just talking him up. It is the truth. And so yes, BB sees value in this company, and oftentimes when people will follow suit. But also note that BB also is wrong many times as well. He might be a millionaire. He definitely knows what he's doing. No question about it. But there's no question about the other side of it, is that he definitely gets it wrong sometimes. But boy, when he gets it right, he gets it right big. PACV really taking a dip, maybe spending a good amount of money right now, or just thinking volume has been flowing out. It's a little bit of both. I think people are just losing interest. This happens when that catalyst comes by. A lot of people jump into a stock and it runs like crazy, and then the run's over, and then in order for people to start buying it up again, something else has to happen. So PACV's got to come out with another catalyst. Maybe it's revenue news, maybe it's some kind of acquisition, something along those lines for PACV to start running again. The positive thing is that before PACV ran the first time, it was trading well below a penny. Right now, it's still maintaining that 2-cent range, 2.5-cent range, and so I wouldn't worry about it too much if it's something that you're planning on being invested in long term. But this is how the OTC works. You gotta, if you're just playing momentum, then you just gotta play the catalyst. If you're holding on to something like this long term, then you just gotta wait till more news comes out. You gotta wait till they start coming out with completed actions that they said they were going to complete. So I still think you're in good shape if you're just planning on holding PACV long term. If you're not, if your account or you are not in a position to be able to hold on to something like that and be patient enough with it, then move on from it and check out whatever it is that you want to check out, where you think your money can be more wisely spent. So there's my take on PACV. Well, I mean, so Daniel Spear, he is in it to make money. That's why we all trade, right? But yeah, he does believe in the company. He's got a special place in his heart for animals, and so whenever he sees a company like that, looking out for the furry friends, he definitely is a little partial to that. Yeah, no problem, Ken. See if there's any questions in here. Nope. Okay, cool deal. Yeah, and so here's the share structure I had pulled up on RDGL. 80 million outstanding. Not much updated since then. So there's a big question mark on the share structure as of right now. Yeah, Daniel, I mean, if you're in BioAQ, more power to you. I just don't deal with bankruptcy stocks, period. It's just my personal thing. I don't touch them. I don't like them. I don't do anything with them. Never had good experience with them. And BB can tell you that as well. You go back and look at many of the Q stocks that people thought were going to amount to something, and they just did not happen. And the big thing that bothered me was that Joker yet last night was just saying how it was going to run to 1,000%. Like, give me a break. It's not going to go to freaking 50 cents. It's not happening. And even if it did, nobody can predict that. Nobody's just going to sit there and say, oh yeah, you better get in before it runs 1,000%. Like, Get out of here with that crap. You know, and the other thing is that it's being pumped. The shit's being pumped out of it on Twitter all over the place. So if there's one thing that you've learned, especially if you're in Kiko's mentor group, and you know, follow us along in the main chat, is that we don't. It's usually a major red flag when you see like it being pumped like crazy all over Twitter, and it is. If you look at it up on Twitter, it's being pumped all over the place. You know, there's a couple of them last year that people thought were going to go crazy, just like BioAQ was. Which one was it? It was SoupQ was one of them, and you can look it up. So let's just do that now. Let's look it up. So here's the deal with Q stocks. Is it still SoupQ? Yep, still is, because they're still effing bankrupt. That's what Q means. It means the company went bankrupt. So how well are you going to trust a company that went bankrupt? I just don't get it. So look at the daily chart here. Here's when it went crazy. It went nuts. And then everybody thought, you know, oh, hey, it's going to, you know, they're going to come out of bankruptcy. They got all their filings together, blah, blah, blah. Heard this before, haven't we? Just like with BioAQ right now. And it just dumped. And then people like had, you know, this dead cat bounce, and then it dumped again, and it never recovered because they you know, never came through with their empty promises. And this only went up to 6 cents. That people went nuts over. So take it for what it is, guys. Take it for what it is. And there's another one towards the end of summer, early fall that I missed out on, but I can't remember. I can't remember the ticker. It's going to drive me crazy. It's one of those things where you know it, but it's just not there. But yeah, same thing. And it still has a Q on it. It's still bankrupt. Still listed as a bankrupt stock. You're just playing with fire. You know, there's plenty of other stuff out there that you can make money on, and in my opinion, you're just playing with fire here, and it's just not worth it. Just not worth the risk. Again, in my opinion, if you're in it, you believe in it, I hope it runs for you. I really do, but just not my thing. We need a lawyer. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be good to have. Out of all the people that I've met through this experience of just creating a network like this, I have not yet run into a lawyer. So that would be cool if that happened. Oh, by the way, let's go ahead and congratulate. I don't know if Nick's in here, or Mark. Sorry. Mark Sims last night for winning the course. He actually has been in here and is already subscribed to the mentorship program. Oh, there he is. Hey, Mark, what's up, man? And which I didn't realize. And you know, he won the course last night, so he absolutely crushed it. He submitted entries 33 times, and you know, was responsible for bringing in 66 people within the group. Just absolutely crushed everybody else. You know, I said that there was unlimited entries for a reason, because we wanted to bring, you know, the whole point of doing that contest was to bring new faces into the Facebook, right? Our Facebook platform. So, you know, we just can grow our community. And so Mark took that to the next level and just absolutely annihilated everybody. And certainly bettered his chances. And so it worked out for him. So definitely great job on that, buddy. Just hustling. All right. Anybody got any other questions? Anything else you're looking at? Got about 10 minutes before the bell. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Which, by the way, guys, if there's anything, so if you're already in the course, you know, just want to reiterate the fact that anything that I update on the course is free too. You don't pay anything extra whenever I add anything to the course. And so what I need from you guys is some feedback. So what do you wish that was in there? Is there something that's missing that, you know, you still have a big question mark about? Anything that's confusing, whatever. Definitely need that feedback so that I can go ahead and start updating it. I've already got some excellent feedback on some content that I'm already going to be creating starting this week that I'll upload to it either this week or early next week. And but certainly would love some of that feedback from you so that I can make it better for you, because that's who it's for. It's for you guys. It's not you know, for me. And so I want to make sure I can make it the best I can for you. So if there's anything in there that you wish that was there, please reach out to me through direct message or whatever, and I'll be certain to jot it down and take note of it and improve it, you know, as that feedback comes in. I didn't go into Phil news yet, but I did see that it popped up. Phil's on my damn nerves. It's like they come out with great news and nothing ever comes of it. Like, nothing happens. Let's see. Oh, another acquisition. You know how many times they've come up with acquisition news? But here's the thing: joint venture and blockchain business. You know, it's just nobody cares. Nobody cares about blockchain technology right now. Unfortunately, it's the unfortunate thing. They just don't. Investors don't care. Unless Bitcoin starts doing its crazy shit again, blockchain news isn't going to matter. But Phil's in the business of acquiring companies, and they're acquiring more companies here. It's not bad news. I just don't think it's news that's going to make it go crazy. You know, it might run a little bit. You might have some decent buying in the morning, maybe, and you know, I doubt it's going to sustain itself. It's just not the best news in the world. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, it's disappointing because Phil's a great company. You know, they have great share structure. It really is a you know, small structure. It doesn't take a whole lot to move it. It's just that, you know, the news that they come out with, it's just kind of like, well, what the heck are you acquiring that company for? Like, who cares? You know, so while acquisitions normally are a big deal and can cause the stock to run, you know, Phil does it all the time and nothing ever comes of it. Never happens. And I really thought that the dividend news was going to do something, and then that fell through and all that a month or two ago. And it's just, it's annoying. It's annoying for you Phil investors. I don't know how you guys hang in there if you still are. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. Like, absolutely insane. I'm going to move this. I feel like I'm in the way of the scanner. You don't really need to see my launch pad, so can you guys see that a little bit better as far as like my watch list and everything? Just want to make sure you guys can see everything that I'm looking at. I mean, I know the chat's in the way right now. We'll let's see if I can just adjust this a little bit. There we go. That's good. RMRK is being pumped. It's been pumped. It's fat as shit. It's not going anywhere. Good luck to y'all. RDGL, you know what? It's I believe it's a DCT chill. Okay, Sharon, cool. I believe that's a DTC chill. So anything that's listed under DTC chill cannot be traded on TD Ameritrade. It can be traded on E-Trade. So if you have an E-Trade subscription, or you trade with E-Trade, then I think that you're going to be the only one that is able to trade RDGL. Sorry guys, I was just yawning there. Sometimes you just can't help it. DRUS news. I don't see it anywhere. It didn't pop up on equity feed. Let's take a look. DRUS though, guys, just remember it's being diluted. So even if it runs, you can certainly make money on it, but I would trade it and I wouldn't marry this thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's good news. Awarded 146 contracts from the Army, Navy, and Defense Logistics totaling $1 million over the past 2 weeks. That's pretty amazing. That's great news. Great news. But sometimes it doesn't matter how good the news is. But it looks like this news is just backing up. I don't know if it's actually new news that people didn't know about. Looks like this news is just kind of backing up previous news that had already come out. Maybe they're just coming up a different way. But any kind of Army, Navy, or you know, military contracts that happen is always a good thing. $1 million, definitely a good thing as well. I'm certain that there will be buying on this morning. Let's go ahead and just add it, just so we can keep an eye on it. Holy moly. UOIP is already up. Holy shit. That is a gap. That is a gap. I mean, one trade. Whoa. Either that person's an idiot or they know what they're doing. There's no in between there. But, oh my God. That is a gap up if I've ever seen one. I think UOIP, though, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. Just my opinion, but I think it is. That winning on that patent infringement case, lawsuit, I honestly think it's going to go to 10 cents. I really do. CYPE, I don't know. I think it's done for now. I don't see it coming back anytime soon. But stranger things have happened. I just don't see it. That suspension hurt them really bad. Nobody saw that one coming, unfortunately. All right, 2 minutes till open. Look at this. There's more buying at 6.5 on UOIP. Oh my God. I got in this on Friday when that news came out, so I'm a happy camper. What did this close at? Didn't it close at somewhere around 4 cents or like 3.8 cents Friday? What a jump. Yeah, I bet. Oh my gosh. You know, I don't have level 2 on equity fee because I have it everywhere else. I'm actually just going to pull it up on my phone right now. Next time I'll be better prepared. I know that you guys are really big on level 2. I'm just not anymore. I mean, I used to be, but because it can be manipulated so much, that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I pay attention to it, but not like that. Look, there's cells on it and it's still not moving. Like the price is not moving. That's amazing. Here we go. Here we go. UOIP looking good. RDGL looking good. Yeah, I figured, look, here the gap's closing up here, but man, UOIP is it's gonna be a great day for them. Nothing else moving just yet. Just check out the scanner here real quick. RDGL popped up. No question that that news is definitely reacting as it should. The RUS, it's gonna have a time moving. I mean, it's gonna move, but it's just gonna have a time with it. They're being diluted. It's like I said, trade it, don't marry it. Just my opinion on that. So far, not much else. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, when you close the gap, means that UOIP closed at around 3.9 cents, as Eric pointed out up here. And right off the bat this morning, it opened up over 6 cents. So that's what we call a gap up, because it gapped over so much, how do I want to word that? It gapped up multiple pennies. You know, it skipped over, 4 cents, 5 cents, and even 6 cents to that 6.5 range. And so oftentimes these market manipulators, I say market manipulators, but market makers like on level 2 that you'll see and stuff, they will try to drive the price back down to manipulate a little bit so that they can get their orders filled, that they had in those numbers in between there. So it's a long, complicated process as to why they do that, but they're one of those things where they will try to fill that gap before they let it run again. So it looks like that's what's happening here. Kind of expected that to happen after that huge gap up, but it's definitely a good sign to see it trading over 5 cents still. Should be interesting to see this one go. IMTV, yeah, looks like it is at 16 already. But again, we're not going to see much from IMTV. I did not expect anything to go crazy on IMTV today. I think it's gonna be impacted when we start to see revenue numbers in a similar fashion that we saw the Cincinnati revenue numbers, and how that ran from basically low 000 stock to 0030. This one just popped up for me, Belova Tech. Gonna watch that for a second. It's up 100% right now. 0003. See if that stays up there. I think this is great for you guys who don't have equity feed too. You guys get to see exactly how equity feed works, how powerful it is. And if you can't afford it, it's not in the budget right now, you at least get to kind of like use what I have so far, so you can kind of like see what I'm watching, and maybe you can find something that maybe I'm not looking at or missing or whatever. Belova Tech. Belova Tech. It's BTGI. That was hilarious. BioAQ, you just lost your investment. What happened? Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, I feel so bad for you guys that are in this. Holy shit. You know, I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. Holy shit. That's terrible. See? That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Oh my god. Every time, guys. Every time. These freaking Q stocks. Every single... Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Oh. I feel bad for people that are in this. Like, this is... And you know, there's so many people out there with egos that'll be like, oh, I sit there and told you so, blah, blah, blah. You know, now you can suffer the consequences. But no, I genuinely feel bad for people who, like, honest to goodness believed in this, especially those folks who had no idea what they were doing. And then shame on those people who told everybody that this was going to jump 1,000%, blah, blah, blah. Shame on them for not at least, you know, telling them to be cautious about this. But god damn. No, there's no dip here. That buyer didn't... If that buyer fell through... Oh my god. That's terrible. Yeah, Josh, I've been calling it for weeks now. I've been saying I would not mess with it for weeks. I've been saying it's a, you know, I don't do Q stocks, and this is why. All your money gone in a blink of an eye. Holy shit. Yeah, you're welcome, Sharon. It's just, they're just way too risky to mess with. And this is why. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Yeah, this is worse than I anticipated too, but again, and we can just go back and visit Soup Q. Same thing happened. Same damn thing happened. Mark, so Q stocks, or they have... The Q is on the end of a stock because it's bankrupt. Their stocks are bankrupt. And, you know, there's a reason these companies are bankrupt, because they don't know how to run their company. And, gosh. Oh, damn, man. I feel so bad, man. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, buddy. And again, this is not me telling you, hey, you know, I told you so or anything like that. I genuinely feel bad. Like, you know, there's these Q stocks are out there for a reason. It's just one of those things that I just don't... I can't for the life of me trust. I will never hold on to a Q stock. I'm not going to say that I would never trade it, because maybe there's an instance where I can make a nice decent day trade on it, but this, oh my god, that is awful. Oh my god, Eric. Quantum? That guy Quantum trades? Yeah, he's screwed. I don't know how much money he had in it, but he's screwed. Look at all this dumping. It's just like, oh, it's like watching a train wreck. You just can't take your eyes off of it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my god. All right. You said UIP down to 45. Yeah, I see that too. But like I said, I think it's one of those things where they just want to fill the gap here. I don't see it staying down here. It's going to go back over 5 cents in my opinion. Guys, can we just take a second? I'm going to look into the main chat just because this is such a major event. I want to make sure that people are okay here. Yeah, a lot of, yeah, hasty BioAQ. See? BB doesn't either. This is why we tried to warn people. I gotta tell people, you know, I know this isn't what we normally do, but this is just too important to not let people know. So sorry about that. I know this is all devoted to you guys, you know, this time. But I just felt like it was one of those things that was just too important not to address, especially if somebody, you know, I'm sure there's somebody at work right now who has no idea what's going on with BioAQ, and they've received that notification, and then they have to make the decision to pull that cord, you know. There's just no recovering from this. No recovering from this at all. God, liquidation. Holy shit. Man, that's painful. That's so painful. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But here we go again with DRUS, right? 180 trades. How much money is being traded on this thing? Already $125,000, and it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Because it's being diluted to hell. I mean, I know why people are trading it. People are trading it because they think that maybe the dilution is going to be ending soon. But honestly, it's just one of those things where it's like, really, do you want to mess with that? Especially, you know, how much, I mean, millions of dollars have been dumped into this thing already. And it's just, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Did you say they fill the entire gap on UOIP? Yeah, I mean, they try to. They certainly try to. I mean, look, it's still up 20%. I mean, it's not up to 6 cents right now, but, you know, it's still up 20% right now. So, being traded pretty well. $214,000 in dollar volume, 147 trades. You know, I think it's being traded pretty well. Once you get through, you know, filling this gap up, should see a decent run back up. That gap was insane. I mean, this is totally expected. That gap was insane. Other than that, not much else going on. But oh my God, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this at all. Just, how are you buying this right now? How are you buying? Look at these buys. How are you buying that? These are desperate people right here. $285,000 just dumped. Buy. I don't know how you talk your way out of this if you're somebody who's invested in that and has been pumping the crap out of it. Shame on them. Shame on them for not knowing any better. The pumpers, I'm saying. And they know who they are. There's influencers out there that are just like me, have a following, and, you know, they basically led the lamb to slaughter. And they screwed themselves in the process, and I guarantee you that they're not going to say one damn word about it either. They're going to try to spin it to where it's like, oh, this is, you know, just a bump in the road, blah, blah, blah. See it all the time. It's so annoying. But they just, you know, potentially, like, lost their following so much money, and it's just unreal. Unreal. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. Yeah, that bullish horns group. I don't even know. I don't even know how the bullish horns group is still existing right now. I really don't know how they're still existing. I mean, they boot people just for calling out tickers they don't like. And that's the truth. That's not a lie. That's not even an exaggeration. I've seen it happen. So, lots going on this morning. Anybody have any questions in regards to anything that's happened so far? Anything that's not clear to you or whatever? Dead cat bounce, yeah. And I guarantee, look, I think there actually will be a dead cat bounce, but it's going to come right back down. It's going to come crashing. Full liquidation? Are you effing kidding me? This is why they're bankrupt. It's why they're bankrupt, guys. It's why they're bankrupt. Let me just see what people are talking about. Just a dip and rip. Yeah, see? This is why I have quality admins within the group. They all know. They all know. So, anyway. Questions? Anybody got them? Lesson of the day, say no to Q stocks. You damn right. Stay the hell away. Is Bigfoot real? In my opinion, no. Gap up is new to me. Glad I didn't try to get in. Yeah, so that's why I said, you know, even with RDGL, I thought RDGL was going to gap up. And I'm a little surprised that, I mean, I am in it, but I'm not. They have convertible debt that they're working through too. 105 trades, 8.7 million in volume, only moved 10%. They do have some dilution going on, so you can kind of see that how that's evident there. I mean, look at DRUS. Struggling to move there because of the dilution. But the only good play that I see out there right now, which is one that I got in on Friday, was UOIP. And, you know, you can see the gaps filled. It looks like it's starting to slowly climb back up, looking to get back into that 5-cent range. You know, winning these patent infringement cases are a big deal. And they have more patent infringement cases that they're working on to get through. I think it was like 14 cable companies or whatever that have infringed on their patents. One of them was Cisco, which is a huge deal. So, yeah. I think we see a nice run up to at least a dime or more on UOIP. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it would not surprise me in the least if it did. That's the kind of value that I see here. And that I'll probably hang on to until at least around that number. I love that, Mark. Lesson of the day. I love that. Yeah, those of you who don't know what ASCM is, that's a market maker, typically associated with shorts. So there might be a lot of people trying to short UOIP right now. Could be why it's, you know, it came back down as well, but my guess is that it's just trying to fill that gap. So no worries there. I think there's plenty of opportunities to get in at a cheap price here on UOIP. Everything else not looking great. But UOIP was on the watch list. What was the other ones? FRFS. Boy, everything on my watch list is this week not looking so hot. But it's only Monday, I guess. CMGO though, no surprise there. It just, that's frustrating. We just gotta wait. Court cases, they take forever, and sometimes impatient people are just impatient. There's not much you can do about it. BTGI still at 17 trades. That was one that I said that, you know, just kind of popped up and, you know, sent my Set my spidey senses going, but it doesn't look like much is coming of that. What's this one here? DCDG. Did they have news out? What's going on with them? They did have news out. Oh, it's a 1012G. That's all that is. I don't know if that's trade worthy. Very thin stock though, very thin. Too thin for me. It's illiquid, in my opinion. All right. What the heck happened here? Uh-oh. Let's bring it back. Okay, guys. So we got about 10 minutes or so left. Just wanted to, you know, see what you guys are, thinking about. Table is yours. What questions do you have? How can I help you? What's confusing? Any of that stuff. No? Nobody's got any questions? That was a lot. That was a lot that we went over on a Monday. So, I mean, if I did that good of a job, well, kudos to me then. No, seriously. Okay. Well, I mean, if that's all you guys got, then that's all you guys got. Because I don't have anything else planned. I just can't believe this. I just can't believe BioEQ. That's one where, like, I'm almost sick to my stomach that my inclination was right on that. Just got in on UOIP. I think it's a pretty decent entry. We'll see what happens. UOIP, was it market manipulation? Yeah, I think there was a lot of level 2. Like we were saying, there's ASCM is typically a market maker that is a market maker that involves with people who are shorting a stock. So if there's people out there that are shorting UOIP, ASCM will definitely show up. We see that a lot of times with stocks that are trading like UOIP is. Anything that has a crazy major run. UOIP was trading in what, the 2-cent range or somewhere around there on Friday before this news hit, and has now seen we're at 52-week highs, or when it went up to like 6.5 cents, it was at 52-week highs. So no doubt in my mind that people would want to short something like that sees those record highs and stuff like that. So no surprises there as far as ASCM goes, but yeah, that would result in some people maybe getting scared out of that. Oftentimes when people see ASCM show up, they're like, oh god, it's being shorted, I'm out, I'm not even gonna mess with it. But if you can see through all that, sometimes it can work out in your favor. So yeah, boy, we're gonna have something to talk about in tonight's video. Is that what's happening with ASKH? Let me look at ASKH for you real quick. Do you see ASCM on ASKH? I don't have ASKH pulled up. Give me one sec. So I do not see, the only thing with ASKH is that they have a little bit of dilution going on. Nothing too serious. VNDM is a market maker that is a dilutive market maker, and I can see that right on there. At 063, it's trading right now at 0299, so it's backed off quite a bit. So right now it's not at the second. Doesn't look like any shares are being dumped into it. I don't see any shorting manipulators on here or makers on here. So no, I do not see that it's being manipulated in a way that UOIP is. What are other market? I think ASCM's the only one. I haven't seen any other market maker out there that is a shorting market maker other than ASCM. I'm not saying that there isn't one. I haven't seen it, if there is. As far as dilutive market makers, VNDM's the big one. It says Victor November Delta Mike. If you guys are, couldn't understand the letters I was saying, Victor November Delta Mike, VNDM. The other one is Vert. So Victor Echo Romeo Tango Vert. Like I'm going up on a vert ramp. Those are dilutive market makers. Coming at you with the radio telephony. My folks were military. We're in the military, so I had to learn all that crap. I didn't have to, but they just talked about it all the time. My stepmother is still in the FBI, so we talk in that way all the time. Sure, I'll type them out for you. Here you go. VNDM and Vert are dilutive market makers. If you are a little more curious about these market makers and what they all are and what they represent, I do have a guide that I created on WeTradeHQ.com. So if you go to the homepage and scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see all those guides that I created, and I have a whole piece around 1,000 words worth that I put on market makers. So if you have any other questions about those, that's all there for you. So I broke it all down, what market makers do what, and so you can check that out. That's free. Just a free guide, nothing special. I don't know. I can't remember if I put BART in there or not. There's so many of them, but I put the most common ones in there. So yeah, encourage you to check it out. Walkthrough for sure. I know it's helped out a lot of people. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna cut it there. It's unfortunate what's happening with BioAQ right now, but I hope that was a tough lesson learned. I know it has been for Daniel, but it's just, gosh, that's just terrible. But that's just what happens. It's a tough lesson learned, I think, for people who are invested in it, but that's the benefits that I think that this mentorship gives you and the course gives you. My whole goal was to be able to prevent you guys from making the same mistakes that I did, and find the success that I found based off of learning from those mistakes. By the way, UOIP is headed back to 6 cents, so gaps looks like it's getting filled there, and so it's just unfortunate to see something like BioAQ really take people under. So tell your friends about this. Learn from my mistakes, and don't make those same ones that I made, and so that you can prevent yourself from doing stuff like BioAQ. Just awful. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If if you're getting something out of this, I certainly would appreciate you leaving me a review on the WeTrade HQ page. Certainly would appreciate that, the 5 stars. And thanks so much to those who have already done so. Really appreciate your support and the calls that we have. Really exciting news coming up this week for as far as our partnerships are concerned. We do have a lot going on, and so hopefully we'll be able to launch a new partner this week, so stay tuned for that. With that, guys, I will see you all later in the main chat. Have a good one, and as always, don't feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions after today, or after today's session. So see ya. Have a good one.